guys? Today I'm going to do a review on my new skid plate. Well, it's not really new. I put it on a couple months ago. I got it from SSS Off-Road. Bought my RZR in December, and a skid plate was always a priority because I'm right by Sand Hollow. It's like right behind that White House right there. So I'm out there a couple times a week bashing my machine on rocks. I didn't put it on as soon as I should have. I probably got a few bumps and bruises that could have been avoided by having the skid plate on there, but it's on there and it's been good. So let me show you the reasons, or tell you the reasons I went with SSS and how it's been so far. So let me turn this around. Reason number one, you see this SSS Off-Road here? It's got a side rocker panel actually built into the rest of the skid, which I believe they're the only ones that do that. There are, a few main competitors that sell their skids, and then they have this side panel here in addition to kind of an add-on to their main skid. And this ended up being a couple $100 cheaper than the big competition, so figured I'd give them a try. This is crucial for me. If you're not a rock crawler, maybe you don't need the side panel. Maybe just get the regular skid for underneath. But if you're crawling through rocks, this whole side panel right here gets bashed on rocks, and it does get damaged. Even though it's plastic and this is plastic, it's not the same. This gets mangled. I don't know if you can see in there. There's a little bit of carnage. Yeah, you can see that, right? I have a picture of it I'll post, but I was out rock crawling and I bashed that, and one little nick just made it look like crap. So anyway, so that's built in. Let me do a quick walk around for you guys. Back here, it's doubled up to protect the goods. That's nice. Coming around, I set out the stock skid plate as a comparison. It does have like a little tail that comes out here, and then the centerpiece goes up a little bit farther. But that's about where the skid plate sits on the machine when it's installed. Maybe a tad forward there, which creates a problem. One, it's pretty flimsy. I mean, we can look at it and compare. You guys see that? Thickness wise. Let me try here. So yeah, we're looking at like 3 times thicker on the SSS skid. But if we get under here, so if that only covers up to there on the machine, it poses a problem here, because your frame actually comes out right here. You can see that I scratched that a few times. So the stock skid like stops probably right here and doesn't cover anything going forward except for that middle part where the logo is going forward. So as far as install goes, honestly, it was a pain in the butt. You're gonna want 4 hands. If I did it again, I'd probably pay a shop to do it, just because I hate doing stuff like that. But I used a floor jack, and I put a 2x4 on it, and then I cranked it up so it would hold the skid in place, and then I was able to go through and drill and tap all of these. And a tip, if I were you and you get one, I mean, the fit and the finish has been great. It slides over stuff perfectly. The install was frustrating. I ended up switching halfway through. Let me show you the hardware that it comes with. So here's the hardware it comes with. So we've got this cup washer, a bunch of these. They're great, super strong. They're indented, so it covers the head of the bolt from getting sheared off when you're sliding over stuff with the skid. It also comes with these little like 1-inch bolts. So the way it works is each one of these holes has to be drilled out with like a 3/16 and then tapped with a threaded bit. So you're drilling and tapping all these holes. So I don't know if it's because I have crappy tools, but I kept burning up bits and stuff, and so I got frustrated, and halfway through I actually switched from this hardware and drilling and tapping to just drilling it out and then using a self-tapping screw. So I was able to just drill it and then put that up through there, and it was way easier. Like the first half took me like 2.5 hours, and then once I got this going, it was like another 40 minutes and I was done. So as far as installation, I got it done. It is a pain in the butt. You know, you do have the benefit of it being a one piece, but you also have the disadvantage when you're installing it. So again, it is what it is. I'd probably pay someone to do it if I were to do it again, just because I'm lazy. I don't know. I work in sales. I have soft hands. So so I passed that feedback on to SSS, and they've been great to deal with. The only other feedback I would have for them is, let me go back here. The transmission drain hole could be about a 1/2 inch bigger. When you drain the transmission, it gets a lot of oil on top of the skid plate, or under. I don't know how you'd say it, but inside of there's a lot of oil and it gets stuck, and you gotta power wash it out, or it collects a bunch of dirt. But that should be an easy fix if I wanted to do something about it myself. But it would be nice if they made those a little bit bigger. But overall, I've been super impressed with this thing. I mean, from the minute I called and talked to Bryce, the manager at the shop, I ordered it at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, and it was here by noon on Wednesday. So I was super impressed with that. That's probably not typical, but being that I'm 4 hours away, I think it was a little bit quicker than normal, but I was impressed. So, but the thing that I like the most about the skid plate is how easily it glides over stuff. I'm going to attach some videos. It's also super quiet when it goes over stuff. It's not even going to look like I'm bashing on rocks, but I'm seriously bashing with this 2,000 pound machine on rocks, and it just glides over. So enjoy the video. Again, yes, absolutely. For the price being a couple $100 under the competition, for having a one-piece design, I love the look of that. And then the service has been great too. So yep, it's Sand Hollow approved.